The first question you asked was that, what are your plans to reorient the masses and create awareness of your aspiration? Well, I've just said it. We're focusing on the delegates and the party infrastructure. If we can get the party right and we get the delegates to understand that it's not about collecting money and going to vote, because money bags are coming. Government is also investing money in this. They have already, in the bid to stop Udengs Eradiri, they have already spent 100 million in the Labour Party. So more money will come in. But you, who is going to be delegate, must realize that this is the opportunity we have to take our leadership and steer it, put it back on the right track, by you also being a participant and not an onlooker. So if you go and sell your conscience for 100,000 or 200,000 or 1 million, as the case may be, that money will finish, and it will not guarantee a better society for you and your children. So I'm focusing on putting the party back online, and as well as dealing with the issue of the delegates. The second question says, as a first timer in the governorship race, you know the bulk of the votes are in the creeks. Do you have an enabling mechanism in place, like a strong network of Labour Party faithfuls at the hinterlands of will stand to defend the mandate? Yes, my strategy is this. When I was IYC Secretary General, I had structures all over the clans in the Niger Delta, from Arugbo in Ondo State to Ibino in Akwa Ibom. When I became president, the same thing. I have the energy of reaching everywhere. Eventually, even in the Bayelsa, over 75% of that state, I have structures I have had in the past. But I will go to every community. I already have a compendium of the total number of communities, as well as the units and wards in the state. I will start my campaign, go into brass, and stay there, community by community. My structures will be picked in the community. Not this one way you go tell me, say, be Superman for Yenegua, I am the Superman of brass, and you stay for Yenegua. Sorry, sir. You go be my group for Yenegua, not in brass. In brass, I will get community people that will be working on this project directly, who live in the community. That way, we will be able to have a formidable structure once again, and we're working on our integrity and campaigning on the issues and practicality. We are going to win more souls. I'm a household name in Bayelsa because of my time as Secretary General of IYC, as President of IYC, as Commissioner. I did a lot of things that reached out to people. So those who have forgotten, by the time my face appears and my name comes on board, people always remember that, Udengs Eradiri. So we will set those structures in every unit, and we will start early so that they are conscious enough. We will educate them and expose them to the BVAS technology, so people will be prepared to protect their votes. I will reach out to the underworlds, those in the creeks, those pirates, those creating the problems, the cult organizations. They are young people. They are also suffering. A man who earns a decent living will not be in the creeks carrying gun looking for a speedboat to waylay and collect money. If you give them hope, they will stand with you. And that is a message I will take to every nook and cranny of Bayelsa. I am a young man who have navigated. I have seen. There is nothing you will do to me in the waterways. Again, if your hands are clean, anybody that comes will be 1 minute late. My grandmother gave me my kule. It says count, but click count. If you plan Udengs, you plan the earth. So we will protect our votes. The third one says, this election is mainly going to be vote buying from what I have envisaged. What plans do you have? Let me tell you, we'll be talking more about the money. Vote buying. What is vote buying? Did the Eradiri go and carry block to raise money to come and buy your vote? No, it is your money. It is your road. It is your economy. It is your school. It is your livelihood that is bringing. So take calm. Because me, if I go collect the money, it's my money. But when we don't use the money, neutralize money, the question will be, what are the issues? They have nothing to campaign on. Nothing. Look at the primary school that the governor has been voting since he was 18 years. The video is trending and the pictures are trending. The primary school is more dilapidated than the school that Mungo Park. built in those days. This is a governor's voting unit. It's a disgrace. So if you cannot solve that problem, if you urinate in sample, it will flood that community. And they have a governor who for 4 years was a House of Rep member, for 2.5 years was senator, and has been governor for close to 4 years. He cannot solve that problem. There's nothing he can do for any other Bayelsa. If his own house will be underwater, and once you dike sample and you dredge it round the town, you dig a canal around the town so that when the water comes, it will be rotating around. Then you fill the sides of it and build a dike. You have stopped the flooding in sample. If you dredge back of my community, you have stopped the water from entering Agudama. So it is in a lot of communities that are flooding. But ultimately, if we clean the canals, we desilt our waterway, which Okilo did in those days, we would have controlled the flow of the water on the channel. What is happening is that there's so much sand on the waterways, so the excess water is now flooding. But if you remove the sand, you use it to reclaim land, you will see this water remaining on the channel towards the ocean. And then we open up all the other canals that were built by the Okilo government to rapidly drag the excess flood to the salt water. Once we do that, and what do we need? Excavators, swamp boogie, dredger. It's not rocket science, my brothers. Once we do that, we have been able to deal with some of those challenges. So there's nothing that the sitting administration has to offer to Bayelsans. We have hope. We have shown that we have the political will. I have also shown that I can get this job done because the opportunities I've had, I have recorded achievements. So I'm not afraid of vote buying. Vote buying is our money they are bringing. We will take the money. However, because it's an election, yes, we too we will mobilize for people who will participate. There should be some logistics. In the last election, I supported the delegates of our party. Agents of our party. We did what we could with the little resources we have. So if we bring 1,000 and they bring 1 million, because our 1,000 has a strong message behind it, people will take the 1 million and follow us because it won't be about money. The 1,000 will be just use and take pay keke since they move from one point to the other, but not to say come and take this money and vote for me. No. So I know that if the right message is sent to the people, they will jettison money, because all the people want to see is genuineness and readiness of somebody to deal with the issues. Bayelsa is a state blessed with abundance, yet suffers from lack of development. What your plan? Well, I addressed that in my PIP agenda. 5. Bayelsa State has one of the smallest IGR in the federation, and it's mostly a consuming state. What are your plans to make sure that we move from being a consuming state to the producing state? Yes, that's what I said. Look, once a man becomes a councillor, everybody's loyalty is to that person. Bayelsans are loyal to politicians. So you see a graduate being loyal to his school dropout because he's now an appointee. Doesn't make sense. So you can imagine how many people are loyal to the governor. That's why I want to be governor, so that I can use the loyalty of our people and convert it to productivity. Once the people are loyal to you and they believe and follow you, you can move them to do what is right. I'm going to start the Bayelsa Agro Service here, just like the NYSC. So once you finish secondary school, it is a must that you must serve Bayelsa State 1 year agriculturally. That way, the energies of young people that are available for cultism and all this nonsense will be channeled towards agriculture. Potatoes, vegetables, animal husbandry, poultry, fish farming. And then once you put an incentive around it to say, if you produce 1 ton of this group, you will get so amount, you will see dedication and commitment that will ultimately begin to change the way our people think. And once you come up with that kind of ideology, anybody who graduates from that project will go and use his father's land and start to do something. In any case, before the end of your 1 year, maybe 3 months to the end, you must go and show your father's land, where we will start the same thing that you learned. So there will be mentorship. So by the time you are graduating back to your own farm. Having gotten incentive in this area, it is not easy for you to go and start something in your in the area you have chosen. So that way we will change the state to a productive place rather than a place where people are just lazy and waiting to go and hang around one politician. I want to, after 2 years, nobody should know the governor to survive in Bayelsa. And I use this message to tell you that no politician will give you money to live better than himself. But a good politician will create an environment, an economic environment challenging enough for you to get involved in, and then you live better and decently more than what a politician can afford, sometimes better than a politician. And that's what I want to achieve in Bayelsa State.